Well, happy Monday, everybody. Today is Monday, and we are going to be starting week 3 in our Things Happen in Threes journal for our July journal. Can you believe we're halfway through the month of July already? How quickly time flies, right? Let's start off today by saying, what a weekend. We actually saw by a wing and a prayer happen this weekend with former President Trump. And so I do want to start off by saying I did a lot of praying today about my focus this weekend and Things Happen in Threes. So you're going to see a minor thing that I'm going to be adding to it this week. But I do want to say that we are people of prayer. If you are following this, and if you have not been praying, my hope is that as we are getting closer to our relationship with the Lord and building that bond with the Lord this week, that that you can see how important a prayerful relationship can be with the Lord. So let's start off by talking a little bit about 3 promises God makes to us in the Bible. Always with a promise, there is a if this, then that. That means you have a responsibility in a promise. You do your part and God can do his part. And one of the promises that God makes us is a promise of protection and success. And he did that in the Old Bible. And he did it to his chosen people, the Hebrews. And so we want to make sure that when we're following the promise of the Lord, that we are following him and his word. One of the second promises God made in the Bible was his promises are made under another agreement in the New Covenant or the New Testament. So he made a promise in the Old Testament. He made a new promise in the New Covenant. And that's when he sent us his son, Jesus Christ. And what he did was he died in our place and Jesus rose again. And he took away our sins. So God sent us the old covenant. He sent us the new covenant. And then what he said finally in the third part of that was, in order to live for him, we must die to ourselves. And anyone who follows Jesus must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow him. And so those 3 parts are connected. The old, the new, and our part in it. And I think that that's an important piece of Things Happen in Threes with God in the Bible. So let's talk about how I'm changing things up a little bit. And it's just my own personal change. It's not something you all have to do. But one of the things that I'm going to be focusing in on this week, because, you know, we break our day up into 3 parts. The first part is we choose 3 people that we're going to pray about. And your 3 people can be 3 new people every day, 3 people for the whole month, or as I'm doing is in the month of July, is I choose 3 people on Monday that I'm going to be changing and praying for the week. Well, I'm going to change it up a little bit. Maybe doing 4 people this week. And I think it's just so important as a citizen of the United States, as a Christian, as a believer, and as a follower of Jesus Christ. I think it is so important that as a prayerful person, that I am praying for the leadership of this country. And so the first person I'm going to be praying for is actually 2 people. It's going to be President Joe Biden and his wife, Jill. I think right now, as a country, we need the leadership of our president. And he is our current president, and God does direct us to pray for the leadership. And so I will be praying each day for a little bit more fervently than I might normally pray for President Joe Biden and his wife, Jill, for the hand of protection to be over them, for him to hear the voice of God, and for him to follow the steps that God is giving him to follow each day. The second couple that I am going to be praying for, probably a little bit more fervently than I was praying for them, is former President Donald Trump and his wife, Melania. And again, I'm going to be praying for the hand of protection to continue to follow him. I'm going to be praying that he is able to seek the Lord as he's moving forward and follow the steps the Lord gives him, that he hears the voice of God and he follows the steps that God is giving him to follow each day. And I think that that's going to be the people that I'm focusing in on this week, just because if you've never seen the mighty hand of God use his protection on someone, I encourage you, if you're not a news person, to go to the news and watch that 2-minute video, and you will see God's hand of protection in a split second. Use a wing and a prayer to save a person's life this weekend. And so I think it's important we do that. So today's verse is Isaiah 14:12 and 14. How you have fallen from the heavens, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth. You once laid low in the nations. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of the blessing on the utmost of the Mount Shaphan. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. So like we always do, there are 3 ways we get the Lord's word closer to our heart and remember it. We say it, we write it, and we apply it. So that's what we're going to do. And it's a little bit longer verse, so we may have to squeeze it in a little bit, or, use 1 or 2 lines down here how we apply it. But make sure you ponder on it a little bit this morning, meditate on it, and see how Isaiah 14:12 through 14 does apply to your life. And as always, through the month of July, I'm encouraging you to write a love letter or a pen pal letter to the Lord. Let him know what's going on in your life. Let him know what you're worried about this weekend. Let him know some things going on in your life that you need guidance on or prayer for. All right, guys, I know it was a little bit longer today, but I pray you have a terrific Monday, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.